Hey everybody, it's your boy Teriyaki. I'm not quite prepared to film this video yet, but I figured I better start because I'm about to just kind of fall over. Coming to you live from the Terry Cave with our blanketed windows. I swear to God, we're not making snuff movies back here or anything. Anyway, I'm a little emotional. If you can't see it in my eyes, I just finished watching the live action remake of Beauty and the Beast, which get you a little verklempt. Plus, I'm in the middle of the next Robert Crace book, which is called The Forgotten Man. Um, a man shows up claiming to be Elvis Cole's father. I'm sorry, I should say a corpse shows up, and his dying words. This is no spoiler. It happens on page one. A corpse is discovered, and the cop who heard his dying words, the man claimed to be Elvis Cole's father. Elvis Cole does not believe this, but because Elvis Cole is an awesome human being, um, even though he wouldn't tell you that, he decides to sort of investigate how this man died. And then you get a lot more of Elvis Cole's backstory from his childhood in here, which is the part I'm at now. It's very sad in parts of it. Plus, it's just been a really long weekend and emotional night last night, singing all these great songs and hearing all this great music. So I'm a little on the emotional edge tonight. Anyway, I got back from. Whoo, yes, I'm just back from the show was actually in Florence, Massachusetts at JJ's Tavern, and whew, I'm not sure I can make that trip again. Um, my day started at 8 a.m. Let me rephrase that. Karaoke was a lot of fun Friday. A lot of my regular followers out. That was great to see you guys again. You know who you are, Frankie, Victoria, Trish, Andre. Oh my gosh, who else was there? Mike from the Rio Station. And a couple of a couple of randos who just came in, did one song and left. My girl Letitia, Ty, sorry, she has a Caribbean hair boutique in Wildwood. I'll try to look up what it's called and get it to you next time. She's a great girl. Just got married to Carlos. Congratulations, guys. Anyway, where was I? Got home from karaoke about 1:30 early Saturday morning, late Friday night, because the kids, I had to pick up their lunches from Wawa for their early morning rehearsal the next day. That I had anyway. Got home about 1:30, sleep about 3, up at 8. Had to fight the kids for the shower because they had rehearsal. I ended up hitting the road right about 9 o'clock Saturday morning up to exit 150, which is Bloomfield, New Jersey, to my brother's apartment. So that was about a 3-hour drive overall with one stop for, a cup of coffee and use the restroom. Spent about an hour at Mike's apartment in Bloomfield rehearsing our vocal parts. Then went up to pick my brother's lady friend up, and she lives in Hastings, which is right off the Hudson River in New York. And then we made our way north through, so I hit New Jersey, New York. We drove through Connecticut, ended up in Massachusetts. We got to our hotel about 4:30. Is that right? Closer to 5. America's Best Value Hotel. It's actually really, really nice for a value place. It wasn't that expensive. And went to the gig at 5:30 for load in. Show started at 6:30. Show didn't end till after 12. So it was a lot of Beatles music. Back to the motel about 1. Of course, Alien was on HBO. Free HBO, you gotta take advantage of it. So I watched Alien until about 2. I eventually drifted off. I always sleep very fitfully away from home, up and down all night. And then up this morning, checkout was at 11, so we were up around 10. Went to brunch at the Hotel Delaney, Hotel D, they call it there. A very Congress Hall type place. Actually, it's even a big yellow place, but instead of being on the beach, it's across from a river. Wonderful, wonderful buffet breakfast, omelet station, all that. Really, really cool. I had 2 breakfasts because it was you pay one price, and I'm gonna get my money's worth. So I'm getting boring now. And then we left there around 1. I got back. We dropped off my brother's lady friend, got back to his place around 4. I hit straight down the parkway. I mean, great time getting back. I put the old cruise control in 65, stayed in the right lane, just tooled my way down, and I got to Irma Deli about 7. Got some pizzas for the boys. Got home around 7:30. And just watched Beauty and the Beast, read a little bit of my book, and now I'm here making a video. I had much more prep to do, but I'm about to fall over. So, and here we are, 5 minutes into a video, and I haven't said anything yet. So yeah, I'm not sure I can make that trip again to go up and sing a couple, 3 songs. Now, I ended up singing on a lot of songs, on probably 15 songs all night. My 3 the backups I was assigned to do. And there were these two very nice ladies who were singing backups on a lot of songs. Not real confident singers, so they were just there to support their friends. And they kept grabbing me and pulling me up. Here, you come sing with us. Because a lot of songs I sang backups on, I sort of held the fort down on a lot. Most of the backup vocals I did, I had the root note, and people were filing off of me. So um, I was very much in demand as a backup singer for the rest of the night, and that was a lot of fun. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm not sure I can make that trip unless I'm part of the core band and they pay me to be there. In which case, it's what time do I show up and when's rehearsal? I'm kidding. They did pay me. It wasn't a lot, enough for cover gas and meals. They didn't have to pay me. Dave Stern, thank you very much. It was very nice. I would have said no, but I'm broke, so I took it. February's the worst. It was a great show. It was very much an open mic. If you were there for the first couple of Love Me Dudes, Beatles nights, it was the same format. Although my band played mini sets, we'd play 6 songs, do some open mic for an hour. We'd play 6 more songs on the open mic for an hour. Uh, so we were like the filler band. This was just a straight open mic show, and there were 72 songs on the playlist last night, and I think all 72 of them got played. Um, and of course, with any open mic, it's varying degrees of talent level. But everyone's heart was in the right place, good, bad, or indifferent, because it was a fundraiser for the Northampton Youth Music Academy, which was really nice of them to do. Um, where am I now? I'm trying to stay on my notes. I don't know if you can hear my son Owen. He's in the next room, right behind that beautiful, spacious closet. He's doing a Skype session with some of his classmates for a school project that's not done at 10:17 on Sunday night. It's a school night. Anyway, so I'm not the only one speaking into an inanimate object this evening. So it's nice to not be alone in that. And Owen's a great kid. He gets good grades, so I don't harp on him too much. And he's having a ball in the Shrek rehearsals. He's playing Prince Farquaad. Then he's the short guy from the movies, the prince, the bad guy. He's getting typecast now as the funny, good singer, super good looking bad guy. I don't know where he gets it from. But he's on his knees the whole time when they sew legs into his costume. I don't want to spoil it. It's going to be very, very funny. Oh, Brad Meltzer. A couple weeks ago, I mentioned a comic book writer who went on to be a very successful novelist. That's Brad Meltzer. I think I said David Baldacci. It's Brad Meltzer. I don't know why I just remembered that I said that. So anyway, I had a great time in Florence and parts north, but that's a big trip for a one-shot weekend. Maybe if I do it next year, if I'm part of the band, go up a couple days before, spend some time, do some sightseeing, take the family, and make a weekend out of it. But yeah, that's a heck of a thing. That's a 600 miles ish round trip, maybe closer to 7 or 8. It's 150 to Bloomfield, another maybe 200 in Massachusetts. Yeah, that's a pretty big round trip, about 700 miles, I'd say. I want to thank everyone. Oh, that was in a crazy. That guy Josh I met just on a random time. I was outside getting some air. That's what I say when I go out for a cigarette. And hey, how are you? Where are you from? This and that. And I think, oh my God, Cape May Elaine's. We deciphered that he worked there in 91 and 92, and I got there in 93. Because he was like, no, I worked there in like 93, 94. I was like, no, you did not. Because I was there and I would remember you. No, I'm pretty sure. No, you were wrong, sir. You were there at least 92. It was like, you know what? You're right. It was the year I graduated high school, 91, 92. So I'm right. I'm always right about these things, about most things. But yeah, nice guy. He was a real good singer. They did Don't Let Me Down. He and his female cohort did the Beatles song Don't Let Me Down, and something called Monkberry Shuffle, a deep, deep cut Paul McCartney song that, as one of the biggest Paul McCartney fans in the world, I had never heard of. So we got some deep cuts in that Beatles show last night. And it was George Harrison's birthday, so it was sort of an extra dose of George Harrison love last night. I don't love George Harrison's music. I love George Harrison, the guy. His music was just never my cup of tea. But, when you've been in the Beatles and the Wilburys, that's a pretty lasting legacy and well-deserved. Great guy. Tragedy. Also, last night I was wearing my black blazer, my trademark black blazer. To anything I feel like I have to dress up for, that corduroy blazer is what I wear, and my Batman T-shirt. There was a young man there in his Batman hat and his Batman T-shirt. He goes, "You're Brian Michael Bendis." I'm like, what? Brian, see how the karma swirls around this YouTube channel? I talk a lot about comic books, right? And I guess I bear a passing resemblance to a very famous comic book writer named Brian Michael Bendis, who, if you're a comic book nerd, just made the huge move from Marvel to DC, which is like, uh, what's it like? It's like Tom Brady leaving the Patriots to go to the Giants, you know. Anyway, a big move. But he saw me. He saw the Batman shirt. He associated me with DC Comics. Like, hey, good luck writing Superman in Action Comics. It's a big assignment. I could not convince him I was not Brian Michael Bendis, so I just went with it. And I told him there's some big story coming up featuring Brainiac and Crypto the Superdog, I think. So yeah, I just went with it. That was fun. No weight loss challenge today. I haven't done anything but sit in a car and eat, and I drank about 14 beers last night. So I'm not getting on the scale till at least Wednesday or Thursday this week. And tomorrow's video I'm going to try to do from outside while I'm taking a walk. My wife's great suggestion, but the weather has to cooperate. I'm also going to try to get out and play some pickup basketball over at the rec center Wednesday morning. We're going to try that. Anyway, whew, boy, am I fading. Got to spend a lot of quality time with my brother. We talked about many subjects, neither of which were guns or politics, because we don't talk about the things that we don't agree on. So lots of talk about movies and TV and films and books. We kept all the politics out to literally the last 5 minutes before his apartment. He said his piece. I said mine. We don't agree, but we're brothers, so we still get along. Not all of us do. By all of us, I mean all of my brothers. Some of them have never forgiven me for becoming a Republican. But my brother says, you know, Terry, I like you because you're a reasonable Republican, and we need more of you because you have to fix your party. To which I was like, physician, heal thyself, kind of thing. But we don't talk politics on this channel. Anyway, Black Panther. Yes, I'm reading The Forgotten Man. The next Crace book is 10 in the series, I think. I'm going to set up a video this week, I think, and just do thumbnail sketches of all these books for you. So if you're interested in picking up some Robert Crace books, you can figure out where to jump on. If you don't read all 17 of them, I can pick out the ones, like, here's the ones you really should read. I hope Robert Crace sees these videos and sends me a couple bucks. Anyway, Black Panther is on its way to become, not only, it's the highest rated movie in the history of the Rotten Tomatoes, which is sort of a Metacritic, I'm not thinking of the words because I'm tired, compilation site that does the aggregate average of all reviews, be they positive or negative, and I think it's at like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. And I believe it just crossed the $500 million mark in box office, and it's on its way to becoming one of, if not the most profitable movies of all time. Sorry, my arm is tired, so the camera is drooping. Let me, come on, get up there. Which is great. It deserves it. It's a great movie. It's not my favorite movie, but I understand why people are loving it. And I think a big deal is that it's struck the sweet spot of drawing in your average, massive Marvel Comics crowd, which is me and my kids. So we're talking two generations now, my brothers and their kids. And it's also finding a very wide black audience, which I think is great because this is really, I know on the internet, there's lots of hemming and hawing because they're calling this like the first real black-led superhero movie. People go back to like Blade and Men in Black and Hancock. Hancock, is that what it was called? The Will Smith movie. But I mean, if we're being real, Black Panther is the first like real modern blockbuster black-led superhero film. If you want to split hairs, it's not. It's Blade from the 90s. And even like Meteor Man, the Robert Townsend movie. But if we're talking modern cinematic equivalents in this modern blockbuster era, this is really the first one. The Blade movies are great. I love the Blade movies, but the Blade movies weren't tied into this other overarching massive universe. So I get, while not technically the first, it's really the first modern MCU black-led movie. And I think it's great. It's a great movie. And I will never stop saying that Michael B. Jordan should be nominated for an Oscar this year. And I think also he should play Joe Pike in any Elvis Cole movie that gets made. Anyway, we're 15 minutes in. I still haven't talked about anything. We've talked about Downton Stabby. I'll talk about more of that as we get up. This weekend coming up is the third annual Beatles open mic night at the Smithville Community Arts Center in Smithville. I think if you're a Smithville resident, you get in for free. If not, you pay like a $5 cover. If you want to come accompany yourself or sing a Beatles song with the band, you're welcome to come in. I'm sure they'd be happy to have you and take your money. I got a bunch of those T-shirts left there. I'll be selling them at a steep discount just to try to cover the cost of the T-shirts themselves. So if you're in that neck of the woods and wanted a T-shirt and didn't get one, I'll have a box of them up at Smithville. And that's going to be a fun show. Those shows are, of course, always more loosey-goosey. It's more of an open mic approach. And we just go to have fun at that show. No pressure. So this week I'll be prepping for the show in Northampton. No, I just did that. My songs were Helter Skelter. Nailed it. Magical Mystery Tour. Nailed it. Jet. Nailed it. But I did not know until I arrived that they were dropping it a whole step. Because they had a fabulous horn section there. And the horn music charts were done in a different key than the song was recorded in, which I get. I'm not really mad. It just kind of really just takes the edge off of those super high notes. I like screaming those high notes because I like to show off a little bit sometimes. I didn't get to scream those high notes because it was a step lower, but that's okay. I'm going to live. It was still a great time. And to sing that song with a live horn section was easily worth the trade-off. Which brings me to my song recommendation of the week. It's a song you've probably heard a million times, but I've discovered a bit of a new appreciation for it. It's Penny Lane by the Beatles, of course. My brother Mike says it's the greatest pop song ever recorded. Very subjective, but hard to argue. And he was kind of breaking it down. He was like, Terry, just listen to this, because he was very proud of the work he did in playing that song. He was playing the keyboards and singing it with a live horn section. It was really cool. It might be up on if it's on my YouTube, I'll share it. Or on my Facebook. And I think one of my songs got shared. Magical Mystery Tour, that's up on the Facebook. And just breaking down the chord structures, like you expect this song to go from here to here to here, but this song goes from here to here to here, which is really strange for a pop song. And I had a new appreciation for the composition of that song, as I have a deep appreciation for many Billy Joel songs, because even the simplest Billy Joel song, when you break it down sort of chord to chord, the very talented musician friends I work with in this Billy Joel band, they work these chords out, and they're like, really? That? He played that there? Why did he do that? And so Penny Lane was a real step up from a composition standpoint for the Beatles. I mean, the all late era Beatles was just a whole different planet. But anyway, I'm still just kind of rambling now. And we're almost at 20 minutes. Trying to make a 5-minute video, I'm at 20. As of this moment, I'm not sure what the Sixers are doing. Let me check. They were losing last I checked. But as of the moment of this recording, there was still no loss by a Philadelphia sports team since the Super Bowl. It is currently 107-92 Washington with like 2 minutes left. So the Sixers are going to lose tonight. But until this game had played, there had not been a loss by a Philadelphia sports team since the Super Bowl, which is 19 days ago, which is pretty impressive. I'm very excited about the future of the 76ers. Now I have to get back to my notes before I get lost. And I'll wrap it up here soon. Thank everyone for the comments. I wasn't in a position to reply to a lot of them this weekend. Just goes in and out, up and down. And everywhere I went this weekend, I was just trying to make sure I remembered what I needed to have with me. I had my gig bag with my gig stuff in it. I had my hotel bag with my hotel stuff in it. I had this bag with other stuff, my change of clothes. It was just, every time I walked out anywhere, I had to change my pockets. And where's my charger? Where's my phone? So I wasn't really, plus there was no internet at this place last night, so I wasn't real active on my phone. But thank you for the comments. I read them all and I appreciate them. I try to reply to as many of them as I can. Anyway, the 1,000, 4,000 Magic number we're looking for is currently up to, drum roll please, 31 and 31. Picked up a couple subscribers the last couple of days, which I appreciate, and up to 31 hours of consumed media on my end. The magic numbers are 1,000 and 4,000. We're at 31 and 31, but I expect it to jump right up there anytime soon. So please feel free to recommend this channel to your friends who like rambling, balding, overweight guys in their caves at 10 o'clock on Sunday nights, talking about 15 different subjects. Subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, go to the About page. I want to get the Patreon and all that linked right to when the videos go up. Anyway, subscribe to the Patreon. Pretty sure I'm still at 3 subscribers, 3 patrons. And as I get to work deep into work on Downton Stabby, you patrons will get a patron-only draft of the script that you may read through. and then come watch the show and videotape the show and compare it to what's actually in the script and see what percentage actually we do on stage. So that's it. I'm going to say goodnight because I'm about to fall over. I'm going to go read about 5 more pages of my book. And then starting tomorrow, we're back on the diet. It was a bad diet weekend. And we're going to start taking the walks while we're doing these videos, weather permitting. And I'm feeling good about this week coming up. Thursday, I meet with Iron PR Management to talk about how we're going to pull off this theater project. Well, I mean, we're going to pull it off. It's just a question of logistics and when we get in there for rehearsals and such, which I'll also do some backstage behind the scenes video. I'm 20 minutes and we will do behind the scenes rehearsal videos. I might just make those for patrons only. So there you go. A perk of being one of my patrons, exclusive content. That's it. Hit the About page, hit my Facebook, hit my Twitters, support the Patreon. If you got $1 a month, I'll take $1 a month. It all goes directly to supporting my upcoming projects. And I think that's it. I'm going to say goodnight now. Till next time, be good.